What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my channel, the 10K Property Report. My name is Kay, and today I will be discussing a $6,000 home that I found on Zillow and is actually in a fairly decent neighborhood. Without further ado, let's get it started. Now, before I start, I had someone in the comment section on one of my past videos for the duplex that I have. Make sure you check that video out too. I had someone in the past video ask me, where's the address? What's the contact information? All of these questions can be found exactly on the listing that I am showing you. So I'll go over that briefly for the folks who do not know where to find this information when I'm showing and sharing my screen, just so we're all on the same page, okay? So if you see somebody in the comment section and say, where's the address? Who do I contact? You can walk them through this as well. So the price is here, $6,000, okay? So this is the Zillow ad. Let me scroll up just a little bit just so I make sure that you can see the actual address where it's located. If you're familiar with Zillow, you know that the address comes below the actual price. So the address is here. You can look it up and do your own due diligence. This is the point where I say do your own due diligence. So make sure on each and every property on my channel, you do your own due diligence. That's your choice and that is your responsibility when you're purchasing your properties, okay? So once again, the price is here. The address is here. The contact information is below as well if you wanted to contact the realtor. So what I would do is put that address into Google or Zillow, one of the two. Each is fine. Both pull up. And it'll have other pertinent information that you need, okay? But I'm going to move on. So with this listing, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,584 square feet. Now, as you can see, like I see, there are no more further pictures, which kinda is not the best. You really want a lot of pictures to kind of get an idea of what's going on behind the property. But I will say this property it looks vacant, and I'm gonna show you street view in just a second. Hold tight with me. This property looks and appears to be vacant. I know that it's vacant because of the overgrowth, and also this was a fire damaged home. Now, again, they don't have many pictures for the repairs or whatever the case may be. I will say here, it does say extensive renovation required. Fire damage in the kitchen and back section of the home, ideal for a flip, rental, or long-term hold. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting this property is because a lot of times these properties obviously have a defect, right? Something's going on with the property. Not all of the properties you can save, but in my opinion, just from what I'm seeing, and I try to get as close as possible when I did Google Earth, and I looked bird's eye view to try to figure out what was going on with this property. And I didn't see much, right? I do see that it was built in 1971 and it's not on a huge acre of lot or a huge lot. It's not. But I will go to street view so we can kind of get a better sense of the community. And this is why I was saying it's a fairly decent community with regards to where it's located, okay? Now, good community is subjective. I do not invest in Macon, Georgia, however, which is where this property is. However, I do this all the time, right? I look at the neighborhood and look at the prime of ownership. I look at and categorize it as an A property, B, C, D, or even F for the most part. And once I categorize it, I try to figure out, just by looking at the area, get a gist of the area, such as like, is it a working neighborhood? Well, I see a truck right here. By the way, there's no HOA. That also lets me know that there probably isn't an HOA if I see a tractor trailer here parked at their home, right? It lets me know, it's an indicator to me that, hey, this area does not have an HOA, okay? And I did see that on the listing, just so you know. Also, I see the pods storage here. Again, lets me know, more than likely, no HOA. So let's just go on this corner right here, this cul-de-sac. I love a good property on a cul-de-sac, guys. In a dead-end street property, corner lot, cul-de-sac as an appraiser trainee, those are all good signs, right? That's what I'm looking for. Also, as an investor, right? I'm looking for that sense of home, right? So as you can see around the neighborhood, it appears to be a working class neighborhood. Again, I saw the tractor trailer. I didn't go too far. I really wanted to focus on the area. I also see pride of ownership here. Folks have cut the grass. It's not anything too out of the ordinary from my opinion. And I'm gonna show you in a second, the Zestimate for this area as far as the rental rate, okay? So this is our subject property. Again, there's not much to go off of. If you are located in this area, I would highly suggest that you go by the property street view, of course. Anything beyond that, that's your responsibility. And if you get in trouble for trespassing, that's on you. However, I would go street view and check out what you can see from the street, right? Because this property is completely covered by this tree, which is what I was mentioning earlier. And yeah, it has been in a fire. Again, it said the kitchen and the rear. It did not mention any other area in the home being burned. But of course, that would be a part of your due diligence to see what the repairs will cost and if it's, if it's worth it or not, right? What I want to go down here and show you where I saw that there is no HOA. Down here under community and HOA, it says features none, HOA no. That's a good sign for those folks who do not, like myself, we do not like HOA fees. Let's scroll down a little further and look at the Zestimate for this area. So it's saying $1,788 a month is the Zestimate for this area. I mean, I figure you have to run your comps to see if that's even worth it, your after repair value, ARV, to see if that even makes sense to rent it long term or Airbnb or whatever the case may be, whatever you're trying to do with the property. These are good signs as an investor. Good signs meaning, somebody who may want to work with you as far as the owner is concerned. 2024, the listing was removed. You have 2025 listed for sale for $14,900. Then the listing was removed, $14,900, and now it's back up and running at $6,000, right? So that decrease in price lets me know that, hey, I may have an owner who is willing and ready to work with me. Okay. So it says 6,000, but you may very well get it for 3 or lower than that, because you have to take into consideration the repairs that you will have to do to get it up and running. Okay. FEMA zone. So the flood zone, it is not on the flood zone. In fact, it says minimum flood risk. In fact, this particular property appears to be on a hill. It doesn't mean that it's not in the flood zone, but that's good to know that additional information. Okay. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to highlight? Let's see. Secure deer series upside potential. The Zestimate here looks fairly good, but again, you need to know how much the repairs will be so that you don't overspend on your repairs to kind of get it up to rental ready standards. Okay. Oh, the property taxes are above here. I'm only assuming because I do know a little bit about the county assessors and how they do things in every state, right? So annual tax amount says $367. I highly doubt that they took into consideration the house with this. They probably are just projecting the land pretty much, or it actually looks like almost 10% of this or so. So yeah, I'm not sure, but keep in mind that not 10%, but keep in mind about 1%. Keep in mind that you will need to cross-reference with the tax assessors, the county. The county on this one, I forgot what the county was for this one, but look at the county assessors and check and see any other information they may have. A lot of times they do have the comps up there. They could be outdated, but nonetheless, they may have them, and they may have other important information for you to consider when you're thinking about purchasing something like this. But again, as I said, going back to that neighborhood street view, it does appear, this is very subjective, but it does appear that this is a working class neighborhood, and it may be an opportunity with your due diligence to secure a property, one of the aesthetically unpleasing homes on the block. It may be an opportunity for you to, oh, here's another one. Okay. Getting that address may be handy too. I might do that because that's boarded up. All right. Those are the deals that I used to actually wholesale. My second wholesale deal that I've ever done when I was wholesaling was a fire damaged home. I think I said this on one of my past videos. I love these cul-de-sacs. And I made 5 figures from that deal, right? 5 figures. How? Because it's a deal that many people overlook. Okay, so keep that in mind. That is the end of my video. I truly hope you appreciated the video and you can consider some of the pros and cons to even investing in something like this. Again, it is overlooked. A lot of people say fire damage, but I have had 2 fire damage homes I've wholesaled and dealt with before, and they've always been profitable. But of course, you have to do your due diligence to make sure it's profitable for you with that particular property, all right? If you made this far in the video, thank you so very much. In the comment section, if you could put 10K, that would allow me to know you made it this far in the video, and I truly do appreciate it. Until next time, guys, you stay blessed. Peace.